Do.
Oh, hello.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Jody. I'm the editor-in-chief of Autotrader.ca.
And I'm Dan, and I am Autotrader.ca's road test editor, which means not that I test roads, but I drive on them. And this week, before we get started,
Okay, go.
I do want to talk about the Ford Bronco Sport that I'm driving.
It's a good one.
Oh my God. You know, every once in a while, there are vehicles that just like you're excited about, and they just kind of far exceed your expectations right out of the gate. And this Bronco Sport is probably one of my top favorites, like small SUVs right now. Right, I've only been driving it for a couple days, and it already has landed on my list.
I would agree on that. When I drove it in the fall, and
Yeah.
it was a pre-production model, but it was really spectacular. Just a really well put together package. Like lots of little details that are cool.
Yeah, there's just like a lot about it that is just awesome, and I think Ford's done a great job. So anyways, that's what's happening this week. Jody's driving the Toyota Sienna this week.
Yes, it's awesome. I didn't know how excited I would get about a minivan. Like, it has changed my opinions on minivans.
Are you fighting on my team?
I was always part of Team Van. Team
Dan Van 3000.
But like, what blows my mind about this Sienna, so it's a hybrid, obviously. It comes standard as a hybrid. This one's all-wheel drive. And it just rides so smoothly. You can't feel a thing.
It's like jars of marshmallow fluff are in the suspension at all four corners. It just cruises around, so mellow.
Delicious.
I love it. Anyways, two very good vehicles. And that's another one of those ones that, like, I was hyped about this new Sienna, and it exceeded my expectations. I think I got a pitch for you for a story, Jody.
Okay. That
we are at a crazy moment in time where, yes, all vehicles are great. It's hard to find a bad vehicle these days. The hits are just, this is like 90s sitcom era of cars, where it's just one good one after another after another. I think we're at an unprecedented time of goodness.
That's
She doesn't like it, guys. She's over it already.
Dan always wants to talk about 90s sitcoms. He's obsessed with them.
Anything I can do to squeeze those into conversation. Anyways, we're just, you know, it's exciting. We get excited about the cars we drive still, and we like to share that with you guys. So that's where we're at. But the real reason we are here to talk about the 2021 Autotrader.ca Canada's Choice Awards. These are so exciting because they're your awards. You guys are the ones who are voting on these cars. We've got the bracket at autotrader.ca/awards/CCA. That's where you go and vote. You've been narrowing it down for the last, 3 weeks?
3 weeks now, and we're in the final round of voting, which is really exciting because now we're down to head-to-head matches in each category. We have 5 categories. Most trusted SUV, most trusted car, most trusted truck.
Most trusted road test editor.
Is probably you.
100%.
I think you would win that one. Our experts agree.
I think so too. Anyways, self-aggrandizement aside.
What else? Oh yeah, most trusted green vehicle and most trusted automaker.
Yeah.
And so you guys have been amazing. So far, we have over 100,000 entries into the grand prize giveaway of a 2021 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid.
Great vehicle.
Fantastic vehicle. It is a vehicle that our Facebook audience, Guys,
see how exciting it is?
This is what happens on live TV.
It's popping here.
It's popping.
Get it? You like that?
Yeah.
Anyways, here's the deal. That RAV4, we're giving it to you. Trader has turned the lights out so we can afford to buy this RAV4 Hybrid. No, we're buying it. Toyota's not involved in this. We had some comments early on. Toyota's not involved. This is something that, you know, we undertook. We put it out to you guys on Facebook and said, what's, you know, one of your attainable dream cars? And the RAV4 Hybrid is one of the ones that landed on the list. And we thought, hey, why not give that away? So Jody, you know, she worked to convince, the powers that be, and here we are.
Trader is buying it. Toyota is not involved at all. This contest is completely not sponsored by anybody. We're completely independent, which is very important for our editorial integrity. But also, it's just like, you guys picked this because we want to empower you to make decisions and let your voice be known.
But how many viewers out there, if you're just finding out now, are like, I should have said the Supra, or I should have,
I know.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the RAV4 Hybrid's cool, but if I knew that I had the power to like persuade.
Something fast.
Oh man, I probably would have taken something a lot more interesting,
Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit surprised that, like a sexier car didn't make it on there.
Just a bunch of librarians voting, I guess.
Well, no, because
librarians and photographers.
The RAV4 Hybrid
are all
is
about
just
practicality.
so practical. It's built in Ontario. Like, it's just fantastic. But yeah, so you have a week left to vote. You can come back every single day and vote in the 5 categories. And every day you come back, you can get another entry into the contest. And so the more you vote, the more entries you get. So keep coming back.
Think about it like, March Madness, the brackets, we've got head-to-heads. They're, we try, it's getting less important now, but what we try to do is, make the pairings make sense, but sometimes it doesn't always work, so it's a random pairing. But, that happens in pro sports. Last week I used the analogy of the World Juniors hockey, right? I mean, nobody wants to be the Switzerland that's up against Team Canada, but it happens. But the point being, you're not voting for that one over that one. You're voting in general. It doesn't matter what it's matched up against. It's just like, do you think that is a trusted vehicle? You're going to give it your vote regardless of what it's matched up against.
Yeah, so if you are tuning in on Facebook, feel free to send us questions using the comment section because I'm monitoring right now. So we love to have your questions. But today we're going over the week 3 bracket winners.
Yep.
And so these are the winners that you have voted for your most trusted. And we're down to head-to-head matches now in each category.
It's pretty cool.
It is getting real. It's really exciting.
I don't know. Jody got the winners. Our boss, Kevin, sent her the winners. So I don't know what they are yet, which I kind of like because, I'm as surprised as you guys. So should we find out together?
Yes, let's do it. So in the most trusted cars category, the Honda Accord was up against the Mazda 3.
Okay.
Which one do you think won?
Man, I think from a name recognition perspective, the Accord, everybody knows the Accord, but Mazda owners do tend to be pretty loyal, and the Mazda 3 is a popular car. But I think I'm going to go just on, kind of big picture. I'd say the Accord.
You're right.
Okay,
so the Accord won that round, and so it moves on to the final round of voting. And it will be up against the Toyota Corolla.
Okay.
So that's going to be an interesting one to see.
Those are like, pillars of the car market, right? I mean, they've been around for so long. And yeah.
We're doing a photo shoot now.
It's exciting over here, guys. Anyways, yeah, it's two very kind of established names, so that'll be an interesting one because it seems like everybody knows someone that's owned a Corolla or owned an Accord. So even if you haven't owned them, those are pretty trustworthy names,
Yeah, and so they've both been around for a very long time.
Both of them at one point were built in Ontario.
That's true.
Which is fun. The Accord used to be built in Ontario. The Corolla was up until more recently, but then Toyota shifted away to build more RAV4s. So there you go. It's all tying together.
Yeah, everything comes full circle here. So that's really exciting. And so these results are live on the website now. So you can go to autotrader.ca/awards/CCA. And you can vote on this week's brackets as we speak. The next category we'll go over is most trusted green cars.
Okay.
And so now we're down to 2.
Wait, green car news. Should we do news again?
Okay, so here's a little bonus for you.
Bonus.
If you weren't paying attention this morning, Hyundai just launched a killer new EV called the Ioniq 5. It is so cool. It's going to come with up to 500 kilometers of range.
Hold on.
Well, it's an estimate.
That's on the very generous cycle that they test on in Europe. So I don't know. It's hard to say.
To like 400.
Yeah, 350, 400 realistically, but it doesn't matter because that's still a lot, and it is super cool.
Yeah, it's going to come with available all-wheel drive, which is great because you Canadians love all-wheel drive.
Yep.
It's going to come with 800-volt charging and 400
super
volt.
fast charging. So right now, I think the only other car that has that capability is the Porsche Taycan.
Yeah, so it's nice to see that super fast charging coming to a more affordable price point.
Yeah, and it's just really cool. It's a hatchback, which I think it's a little bit more sleek, a little bit more. I like this. I have nothing against SUVs, but I really like to see something like this in a fun package. There's a lot more I think you can do with something like a small car versus a boxy and upright
You have
crossover
more options
SUV.
for design, I think.
100%.
And the design is one of my favorite parts of the Ioniq
You guys
5.
need to go. If you go to autotrader.ca/editorial, right on the homepage, you'll see that story. It is amazing looking. There's lots of cool details in there. There's like a sliding center console, so you can move that around, and that's so cool. Because again, the space and kind of flexibility afforded by an electric powertrain, right? You don't have shift linkages, so you can kind of move things around. You don't have to worry about the dash being so far back, because originally the reason why the dash sits where it is because of the engine and the firewall. That was, is to keep us safe behind the wheel. Well, without having to worry about a big bulky engine under the hood, everything sits lower. They can move the dash a little bit further forward. They can kind of reconfigure things. Anyway, super cool, and that is something that you can check out right now.
Yeah. So we do have a question in the Facebook chat. So just a little bit of background. On March 9th, we are going to be doing the draw for the RAV4 giveaway. We have a little bingo machine and everything.
It'll be a RAV full? No? Sorry.
That was bad.
Sorry.
Anyway, I'm going to start deducting points on your yearly performance review. I'm too many bad puns.
I think that one was pretty good. I don't know.
But anyway, there's an event right now on our Facebook page for March 9th. And that's when we'll announce the winners of the CCA plus the winner of the grand prize.
And Jody just told me today that we're going to have one of those, the cage and spin and pull it. I'm really excited for that. So
yeah, and so the question we got was, how, if someone misses the live video where we announce the winners, how will we contact them if they won the car? So we'll email you.
Yeah, we'll get in touch.
We'll either email you or call you, and there's a skill testing question involved. But
legal stuff.
All that stuff. But we'll make it as easy as possible for you. So if you miss our live stream in 2 weeks, 3 weeks? March 9th.
2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, so if you miss our live stream, don't worry. We'll email you and contact you.
What a shady move that would be. Sorry, you weren't tuned in.
Who's next?
Who's next on the list? It doesn't work like that. That's cruel.
Yeah, so there's that.
Yep.
So yeah, green car, most trusted green car.
Yep.
Last week, the Audi e-tron EV was up against the Honda Clarity.
Okay.
And the e-tron won that round, so it'll move on to the final round.
Yeah.
And it will be up against the RAV4 Hybrid and PHEV. Not a surprise, because you guys voted for it, so.
It is that we talked about that, right? You don't have to vote for it. That's not the secret code, to winning this RAV4 Hybrid. It doesn't matter what you vote for. But at the same time, it is a good vehicle and it is trustworthy. So anyways, just don't worry about that. But it is an interesting matchup because Audi's got a good reputation, is a pretty trusted and has a lot of brand loyalty, and Toyota obviously does as well. So that's an interesting matchup.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. I love green cars. It's a very exciting year for green vehicles. This coming year, for the 2022 Auto Trader Awards, the EV category is going to be bonkers because there will be so many new entries coming that will be available to buy later this year.
Lots of brands. We talked about it last week. Brands that are shifting to all electric lineups within the next few years. So really, you're going to see that ramped up because it has to start. It's not just going to hit in 4 years' time. In the case of Jaguar, it's going to, over the next 4 years, they're going to phase out all the gas-powered vehicles.
Yeah, so now Audi e-tron versus Toyota RAV4 Hybrid.
Yeah, that's
very
a good
exciting matchup. Yeah. So moving on to most trusted SUVs, very important category for Canadians. We have the Genesis GV80 that was up against the Subaru Crosstrek last week.
Yep.
And this one was actually really close, but the GV80 pulled ahead.
Wow. That surprises me.
That's really interesting because the GV80 is brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, it's it's one of those things where that's why we do this.
Yeah.
Because we want to know what you guys think. And it is a testament to the strides. I was actually thinking about that with the Ioniq. So this going back to that new electric Hyundai that we just talked about, I did think it was funny because Hyundai made a big deal in the press release about how it's inspired by the Pony, and just because it's a hatchback, I don't see it. But anyways, the point was, in our 47-year history or whatever it was. And that was the part that I really latched onto, and I was like, the strides that this company has made in 47 years
It's incredible.
is absolutely mind-blowing.
Because the Pony used to be like the butt of all automotive jokes because it was so crappy back then,
pure
right?
butt.
And so
Yeah, it's terrible.
it was the butt for being butt.
Yeah.
But Hyundai has just made huge strides in quality and engineering, and their stuff is so good these days.
And no company, I just got out of the new Elantra last week. I don't think there's an automaker that's making better looking wheels right now than Hyundai. And I know that's a small thing, but it's something that maybe like because we spend so much time in cars, we notice certain things more than others. And if you look at that Ioniq 5, the wheels are like beyond spectacular.
Yeah.
Like
even on like an Elantra, it has
the last week they were perfect.
Yeah.
And I just the more you see like Genesis has a lot of great wheels, and anyways it's just super cool what that automaker has been able to accomplish in such a short period of time relative to everyone else, right? I mean, you've got Ford and Mercedes, like, over 100 years of history. Mazda, granted, it's 100 years, not all of it in cars, but still the point being that a lot of these companies have had so much time to kind of incubate and build on what they want to do and refine their practices. And Hyundai, from its early days as like a courier service and just kind of going like, well, we can build bikes rather than just repair them. And anyways, they've done so much amazing stuff. And so I think that's really kind of the testament, is just seeing what they've been able to accomplish with awards too. I
think so too. So they win a lot of awards, but I feel like Hyundai is also, and Kia as well, they're also pushing really hard in terms of innovation.
Yeah.
Which I think is major, because it's one thing to have like a really pretty car, but when you're pushing ahead on innovation and technology and safety, like that's where it makes a big
you don't want to
difference.
rest on your laurels, right? I mean, the thing that happens, I don't want to call out any brands, right? But you do see, automakers that kind of stagnate are the ones that suffer. Now you see sales start to decline because the technology's not there, and but brands like Kia and Hyundai, they really do. I think maybe they feel a little bit like they need to be on the offensive because they have a lot to make up. But the proof is in the products, right? We're seeing great stuff, and a lot of Kia and Hyundai and Genesis products have won awards over the years. A bunch from Autotrader.ca, and you got to remember, like our roster of experts is more than 20 experts from across the country with years and years of experience. This is what we do for a living. We're very passionate about this stuff, but we spend so much time in vehicles, and when these continue to stand out, there is a good reason for that.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking for with our awards too, is cars that kind of raise that benchmark for everyone else.
Absolutely.
We always want to see automakers getting better and better and trying to one up each other, because that's when it benefits the Canadian consumers the most.
100%.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking for. But we only have one more category left. And that's most trusted truck.
I mean,
so obviously the Ford F-150 won in the latest round of voting. It is year after year after year the most popular selling vehicle in the country. So it's not a surprise that you guys have voted for it as the most trusted. But it will go up against the Toyota Tacoma.
Those are two, storied nameplates as far as trucks are concerned. They've been around forever. The Tacoma, literally, I mean, those things just go on forever.
They will not die. And they look really cool.
Yeah.
They have a lot of different off-road variants that you could buy. They're really in demand. People love their tacos.
Yeah. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. I'm really excited. The new F-150 is available with a hybrid powertrain, which is super cool. And it's also got an amazing, so if you buy the hybrid, you automatically get, I think it's like a 2.4 kilowatt generator built into it, which is cool. And then for like $1,000 more, you can upgrade to like a 7.2 kilowatt.
Yeah, and so this generator is so cool, because if you're camping, if you work on a construction site, you can just plug in stuff. You can plug in stuff into your truck and power it just like that. And lately in Texas, with all the
people
power
have been
outages,
using them for, to run their stuff at home so that they have, power to cook, and it's super. I can't wait to drive that thing. I think it's amazing. And I hope we'll see, once I drive it, obviously, but I hope that this helps with kind of the adoption. I know a lot of people are still apprehensive about hybrids, still get questions about, are they worse in winter? Like, but of course they are, but everything is. Like your car isn't as efficient in the wintertime. And so, I think that something like this can help because it's like, if there's an incentive to adopt, and then that $1,000, this is my little, Dan's piece of advice. If you're in the market for an F-150 and you're considering the hybrid, to pay $1,000 for that generator is cheaper than buying a standalone generator. You'll never be able to get one that size with that much capacity, and it's going to be part of your monthly payment. So it's not like you're forking out $1,000 and you can't add it after the fact. So you may as well buy it.
It's a no-brainer. It really makes it worth it.
It's so amazing. So anyways, that's my little, Dan's pro tip.
And it's under warranty too, right?
Yeah, there's there's so many good reasons to buy it and no good reasons not to. Just my take.
Thank you, Dan. But stay tuned. Dan is going to be driving it soon, so he's going to do a whole review and video on it.
Cannot wait.
I think he's going to take it camping.
I am.
Yeah.
I want to see what that generator is all about. I want to actually put it to the test. We liked it. We did that a couple weeks ago. If you go to our YouTube channel, you can watch. I did a review of the Ford Explorer Hybrid. It just went live on Friday, and we did a towing test because hybrids typically aren't known for their towing capacity. So I said to Jody, let's get a car trailer. If it can tow 5,000 pounds, let's push it to the limit. And we threw a car on the back, and I towed that thing around, and it was like I was
so impressed.
I was blown away by the way it handled itself. And so, anyways, we like to do real deal stuff. So yeah, I think I should go camping with it and try to,
I think that's an awesome test.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will just be doing that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it just makes so much sense.
Exactly.
So the final category is most trusted automakers, and so I don't want to spoil the winner of this yet because there's still time left. But I'm going to point out a couple of interesting things.
Please do.
So our audience,
yes,
you guys have voted, and you trust Volvo more than Volkswagen.
I mean, Volvo's got that safety reputation, remember the reputation back in the day? It was like every collision that a Volvo was involved in, that like technicians were going to see what went wrong, so that how they could kind of make the cars better moving forward. Obviously, that doesn't happen anymore, and who knows if that was just kind of like an old wives' tale, anyways. But the point being that reputation for safety is like sterling,
For sure, yeah, and they've also committed to 0 deaths caused by a Volvo in an accident. I don't know what the year is, but
Jaguar is kind of doing the same, but only because they can't sell any cars. Is that too harsh? Anyways, no. But seriously,
Dan.
Volvo has made that pledge.
Well, 41 people have voted for Jaguar as their most trusted automaker, which is actually the same as Infiniti.
I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised there.
Let's see, what else is really interesting here? Our people trust Subaru more than Tesla.
Yeah, I think if Tesla owners are honest with themselves, they trust Subaru more than Tesla. It's we don't have to get into the debate now about what Tesla is an amazing, it's done amazing things for electrification. It's done amazing things for adoption of electrification, but there's still massive struggles when it comes to build quality, and now there's Tesla's in a big stink with NHTSA in the US because there's a recall over the head units, and they tried to say, hey, we didn't sell this thing with any sort of guarantees that this head unit would last the life of the vehicle, so we shouldn't have to replace. It's like, what? You don't sell a car and go, well, you're definitely that's not a consumable part. If you said brakes, yeah, of course, NHTSA's not going to be like, well, you have to stand by those brake pads.
Yeah.
But you're talking about the head unit.
Yeah, that's not a normal wear and tear issue.
No. So anyways, stuff like that is exactly why I think you're going to see, a brand like Subaru beating Tesla in trustworthiness.
Yeah, I just thought that was a really interesting result, just because Tesla fans are really excited about the brand and will defend it to the death. So it's interesting to see.
Yeah.
The other interesting one, and after this I think we'll wrap it up, is that Hyundai, you guys trust Hyundai more than Kia, which is interesting to me because mechanically a lot of their cars are similar or identical.
Yeah. I mean, I think, Hyundai's been around a little bit longer. Probably in North America, probably about what, 10 or 15 years longer, something like that. Kia definitely has been a little bit behind, and you can tell, like, based on that age gap, I think is part of the problem. But yeah, they're literally identical. Everything about it is identical. Like they might call. So I think it's like Kia calls its level 2 autonomy like smart driving assist, and Hyundai calls it highway driving assist.
But it's the same thing.
It's the exact same technology. The engines are the exact same. Like, use the Hyundai Palisade and the Kia Telluride. Everything about them is identical mechanically. The all-wheel drive systems, the engines, the transmissions, it's all the same. And even some of the buttons and stuff inside, like, I get it, again, because it's just like building up that brand reputation, but they're identical.
Yeah, but it's just an interesting result. But this one is also interesting. It might get people riled up.
Okay.
You have voted that you trust BMW more than Audi.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think...
And they always go head to head, so it's interesting
BMW is the better seller, I think. That's going to be one of those. I'm speculating, right? So obviously, if you guys think I'm wrong, let us know. But I really do think that that's going to help, because if you don't own a BMW, but you've seen a lot of them out there, or your neighbor has one versus an Audi, and I don't think there's a wrong answer either way. Both are great. The only thing is, Audi is, like, sticking to the same kind of design. It's like, these aggressive grills and these sharp edges. And BMW has gone...
They've gone off the wall with their grills.
Oh my! And I don't understand. Like, the executives there are really, like, digging their heels in, and it's like, guys, your cars look like Bette Midler in Hocus Pocus with those buck teeth. Terrible. I'm driving the BMW 4 Series in a few weeks, and I am not...
Needs braces.
Oh my God! I'm just like, I can't get into it at all. And so many other people, BMW owners I know, that are like, I was at the dealer getting my car serviced, and I finally saw it in person, and it's worse than in photos.
Really?
Like, that's how people are so...
Oh no, I was hoping it was the opposite. Like, it looked bad in photos, but maybe in person it won't look so bad.
This is, it's like, remember that portrait of Jesus that guy tried to, like, touch up, and it just went wrong? And that's what I think is going on here, where BMW came out with that X7 with, like, the oversized kidneys, and people went, "Oh, this is terrible," and then they went, we gotta fix this. And they overcorrected in the other direction, and now they're like these terrible buck teeth. It's awful. I don't get it.
I don't know. I wonder if it'll age better, because, like, remember when Lexus first came out with its spindle grille, and it was like, oh, that's awful. But now it's kind of growing on me.
Yeah, I don't see this being... That was just because it's like, you don't often see premium vehicles with kind of aggressive designs, right? So I think that's why people were a little bit... And some people still are against it, but that decision, and they're, like, doubling down. The new electric BMW that was unveiled, it's got the same sort of thing going. It's not a good look.
It's some choices were made. Let's see how it pans out.
It won't.
But thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you again next week. Same channel, same time. Where we'll That
was remember that same bat time, same bat channel?
Yes, like Batman. Yeah. Actually, no, this is the final one until we announce the winners.
Oh, I was kind of enjoying these.
I like it too.
Get me out of the house for an hour. We're going to get some crab cakes after this.
I've been talking about these crab cakes for like
3 weeks. Last week after we shot, Jody was like, Dan, we're going to get some takeout crab cakes. And I was like, it was freezing cold inside. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to go. I'm like, fine. We walk around the corner. It was closed. There was like a sign, and it's like open at 12:30. And Jody was like, no! It was really dramatic.
Screaming
and she was
into
so
the sky.
upset.
I was so mad.
We're going to try again today.
Yeah.
And if we don't, we're out.
No more
because
crab cakes.
No crab cakes next week.
Well, so anyway, the next time you'll see us is March 9th. And that's when we announce the winners of the most trusted awards, but also the winner of the RAV4.
Yeah.
So if you go on our Facebook page and just look up Auto Trader and follow us, you can RSVP to the event. That way you'll get a notification when we go live.
Yep. You can also tune in on Instagram,
YouTube. And as always, ask us our questions. We had a couple thumbs ups this week, but we love to hear your questions. And I'm just so excited. We're giving away a whole new car,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
so
wild.
cool.
It's something that I'm so proud of. And of course, if you want more information about the awards, you can go to autotrader.ca/awards. There you'll find the winners for all of our expert awards, which were voted on by more than 20 automotive journalists from all over the country.
Every new vehicle sold in Canada qualifies. So we're not just looking at new or updated ones. And it's really cool. We've got 22 categories, I think.
Yes, yeah.
So
These are Canada's most comprehensive awards. Yeah, most comprehensive.
Incredibly comprehensive awards.
We have so many categories, 22 different categories, plus the 5 Canada's Choice categories, which are the ones you're voting for. So yeah, we're really excited to give away this brand new car.
Yeah.
So join us on March 9th at 11 a.m. And if you miss the live stream, don't worry, we'll email you if you won. But try to tune in. I think it'll be really exciting.
We'll be turning that drum, and anyways, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah. So thank you so much, and good luck to everybody who entered the giveaway.
See you guys.